Series schedule since 1960, albeit in different forms. Last March, it was the 12 car of our Ryan Blaney who bested the competition to take the win in Georgia. But this weekend, the Atlanta racetrack isn't the Atlanta track we've known since the late 90s. Immediately after last July's Cup race, ground was broken on an all-new revamped layout of the racing surface. The entire old asphalt surface was torn out, and the banking in the corners has been increased from 24 degrees to 28 degrees, which is steeper than any other intermediate track currently on the NASCAR schedule. The project was completed in just 163 days. So here's an idea of what that new banking will look like. The transition apron goes from 4 degrees to 18. As mentioned, the turns are now 28 degrees. The width of the front stretch becomes wider, but the width of the racing surface and the turns and backstretch is over 10 feet narrower. So, there's a lot to digest here, guys, with the changes and the reconfiguration of this track. Is your head hurt listening to that? What do you think? What's this going to be like?
I was trying to keep up with what you were saying and the pictures.
I should have made you read it.
I wouldn't know. I'd be like, well, we'll find out this weekend. But, honestly, it's going to be 0% like the old Atlanta. I mean, you're not going to be able to use anything from a driver or crew chief setup standpoint that you used last year or years prior. Just completely different from banking, the new surface, to really everything, the package, the car. So I don't really know what to expect. I think everyone has their small ideas, but it's going to be really a guessing game until you get out there on Friday.
Okay, crew chief, you just burn your notebook, or what are you doing here? You got to bring a whole blank one, right?
You lit it on fire to warm your hands. That's all it's going to be good for. Sorry, Ryan.
Hey.
It's going to be completely different. But yeah, I think you look at Daytona, you look at Talladega, you go back and even look at Texas turns 3 and 4, things like that you've done in the past at those racetracks. It's going to be fast. Things are going to happen really, really quick. It's a mile shorter than Daytona with a similar package, and we're going to be running wide open around there. At least in qualifying trim and by yourself, you'll be wide open fairly easily, we believe. So it's all new, and we're going to see Friday when we get on the racetrack for practice.
Did you learn stuff from testing? You looked at that data, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we learned a little bit, kind of how to build your car and maybe take it and your best guess, but you don't really know. And there hasn't been very many cars on the racetrack. So when we get there on Friday and all 40 of us go out there for practice and we're all bunched together, that's when you're going to figure it out.
What I'm intrigued about is the same thing that we've had for the first 4 races of this year already. You guys are both standing here telling us we don't know what to expect. and honestly, this is the same thing that's happened at Daytona. It's the same thing that happened at California, at the Coliseum. You name it, every race, we haven't known what to expect. It's ended up being an awesome product, and it's looked great on the racetrack. But this weekend certainly could be one of the challenging. We don't know what to expect because it is new pavement. You don't know if it's going to be single file. You don't know how far up the racetrack you can go. Maybe we can run 3 wide around it. Based on what I see right there, it's going to be tough to run 3 wide because it's a very narrow racetrack. Yeah. But the unknowns are what I'm most excited about for this. And certainly by the time we're standing here Monday talking about it, it's somebody's going to be a winner, and somebody else is going to be unhappy that they're not. So.
That's right. Well, a lot